Welcome back, everybody, to Starkey Farmstead. So, my name is Samantha. I am the owner operator of a 2 acre farmstead located in Southeast Louisiana. Hi, friends and family of the internet. As you come on, you already know the deal. Hit the like button. Make sure you are subscribed. Turn on your notification. Drop the comments. Just where are you from? Where are you watching from? What part of the world are you in, my friend? Folks, we have so much to cover. As the title of this video told you, it's happening everywhere, and we are not ready. We're not ready, but we're going to get there, right? So I'm going to waste the first minute and a half to beat the algorithm because I'm tired of it interfering with my channel. Good morning, friends. So I just want to give you guys just an update on my husband. He was hospitalized over the weekend. Doing an outpatient procedure for her stomach and helping her move over the week. And my husband woke up Friday morning with a completely numb left arm and a massive headache. Thursday, he was excessively sweating. He was not feeling well. I was extremely concerned Friday morning. He was at work because that is what my husband does. He works. He works sick so that he can take off to be with me and my children that he has, basically adopted, my older children. And so I encouraged him to leave work and go to the hospital, which he did. And they ran a bunch of tests and they sent him home. Well, once he got home, the emergency room called him and said, "Sir, you have an aneurysm." We now know the aneurysm is located above the left ear on the exterior part of his brain. It is small, it is stable. Thank you, Jesus. So fast forward, I took a red line, basically a red eye flight from Seattle to New Orleans. Friday night, I flew all night. I drove home. I ministered to him. Our pastor came over, laid hands on him, anointed him with oil. I just watched him closely and I noticed that his behavior was a little odd. He did not feel well. The headache would not stop. So Saturday, I made the executive decision as the wife that wears the pants in this family to load up my husband into the vehicle and take him back to the emergency room. He was admitted. They did discharge him. We have appointments coming up, so I'm on a very tight time schedule with you guys. He will not be allowed to work for at least a week, maybe longer. So let's get into the topic, folks. It's happening everywhere, and we are not prepared. First off, I don't know if you've seen this yet, but in Texas, Houston, Texas, there are extremists, Islamic Muslim extremists, threatening other Muslims about their businesses. In other words, they want them to apply Sharia law or Sharia law, however you want to say it, here on American soil. They're unapologetic about it, and I think we have a real problem. And before you pop off, because you want to hear this topic, let me explain this to you. We need to ban Sharia law across America. All 50 states right now, the president's ours. The Congress, the Senate, and most states are strongly Republican right now. This is the time to get what we want done. And this should be the top of our list, folks. And let me show you why.
And I'm all about trying to show you what this fist is about to do. This right here is the stuff I want y'all paying attention to. It just popped up, and it's basically got this like Muslim Imam. He walks into, he parks his truck, he walks into a family-owned grocery store in Houston, which happens to be owned by other Muslims. This is where it gets interesting, because he ain't going there to support the community, as they say, and just give the money to a Muslim grocery store. It's something a lot darker. Watch this.
Muslim, right? MashaAllah. As a merchant, you have every legal right to sell whatever you want. But as a Muslim, I have a responsibility to tell you, to educate the people and let them know that as a Muslim, you shouldn't sell haram. That the alcohol, the pork, the gambling is all against Islam. And so I'm just letting you know ahead of time, in about 30 days, we're going to start doing demonstrations around the city for the Muslims that have businesses with haram in it We're letting the people know that we have to teach the people the best. The Muslims have the best. So let the owners know you should begin to change the inventory, or we're just going to demonstrate. We can't stop you. You have a right to do it, but we have to give the dawah to let the people know the truth about Islam. Okay? So get the haram out of your store. May Allah bless you. I love you for the sake of Allah. Assalamu alaikum.
You've got 30 days until we're going to be harassing you outside of your store every single day, until we're going to be protesting outside of your store every day. This is the same religion that has honor killings. It's sickening. And he's telling them if they don't get rid of the pork, the alcohol, the cigarettes, that all this stuff's about to go down. I'm just going to say this right now. I have known a lot of peaceful Muslims in my lifetime. And I don't agree with them, but I pray that they're going to know Jesus one day. And I feel really, really bad for the fact that they get harassed by radicals just like this in this video, who claim to be their brothers. Because the bottom line is, y'all, anyone who walks into your store, the place where you provide for your family, and they harass you like this, they ain't your brother at all. The Muslim man that owned this store in Texas is no different to me than the Indians that run all the gas stations across America, right? They're just trying to make a living. A lot of them believe in capitalism. A lot of them voted for Trump. So once again, I got to ask, why are we not banning Sharia law in all 50 states across America? We have the House. We have the Senate. We got the White House, and we're still not doing it. And I want y'all to remember, many Muslims in America don't agree with it.
Why are we not doing it? And by the way, I have been looking over you guys' comments. I saw somebody saw their first bear yesterday in California. Congratulations, friend. So yeah, we need to talk about this. Why are we not banning Sharia law, especially when they allow their women to be lightly beaten? Okay. Now I know all you liberal lunatics, especially you white women out there, you guys love to get behind this insane nastiness. All right. Stoning people and child brides and clitoral mutilation and not owning dogs. Because I know right now you're probably thinking, well, that's not bad. See, they don't want people who own Muslim stores to sell cigarettes and beer and gambling. Aren't you Christians supposed to be against that? Well, yeah, we're not supposed to promote it. But I'm not out there telling you that I'm going to be outside of your store basically threatening anybody that comes into your store that's Christian because you sell it, right? That's the beauty of being a Christian, is I'm going to allow you the same free will that my father gave me. That's not how Islam works. And what I really find disturbing are Black Americans like that gentleman getting on board. You know why they are? Because it gives them the feeling of power. It gives these Black men that have been told their whole life, oh, poor you. Your 7-time grandfather might have been a slave. Because there's very few people that can actually, trace it back to slavery. But you may have been enslaved at one time, because Black people are the only people ever to be enslaved in the entirety of the world. Not like Muslims aren't doing it right now, right? So you need to be Muslim so that you have power over your woman, over your community, right? Come on, Black people. You're smarter than that. Let me show you how they feel about dogs.
Did you know that Muhammad hated dogs? According to Sahih Muslim, the messenger of Allah ordered that dogs be killed, and he even sent men to the corners of Medina to have them killed. Later, he made an exception for hunting and herding dogs because I guess even he realized that some dogs were actually useful. But it gets weirder. Sunan Abu Dawud says that Muhammad believed that black dogs are Satan. When asked if black dogs should be killed, Muhammad responded, yes, for they are devils. And if that's not enough, Sahih al-Bukhari claims angels do not enter a house in which there is a dog or an image. So according to Muhammad, divine messengers are really annoyed by huskies. Meanwhile, in Luke 16:21, Jesus told a parable where dogs showed more kindness than humans, licking a poor man's sores. Looks like Muhammad had it completely backward. Dogs are man's best friend, not Satan's. Did you know that Muhammad hated...
So dogs are man's best friend, but not Satan's. I wonder why. I wonder, does that mean that when God created dogs, that maybe they can sense something? We have scientific proof that there have been times that dogs have alerted their owners to cancer inside of their bodies. We have scientific proof that dogs have known their owners have passed away, even though they were separated by distance. There is scientific proof that dogs have great levels of empathy and that they can see better, they can hear better, and they can smell better than humans by hundreds, if not thousands of times. So if you were a proponent of, say, a satanic religion like Muslim, and you knew, that your God, I mean, they believe they're worshiping the same God as Christians, but they're not. They're worshiping Satan. And of course, Satan wants to get rid of dogs, right? Because they do multiple things. They protect you. They can sense evil and danger and disease. So I just want you guys to know that when Sharia law comes on the scene, the first thing they do is begin to ban dogs. I did a video the other day about Iran. In 2025, 20 major cities in Iran have now banned dog ownership. Dogs can't ride in your vehicle. Your dogs can't be walked in public, and you're not supposed to have them. Right now in England, the United Kingdom, in places like London, there are parks that have dog bans because, oh, you're offending the little Muslims. You're going to make them dirty like the pork. And I read somebody's comment up here. It said, I've actually asked store owners, aren't you Muslim? Why are you selling alcohol? Don't do that. Don't do that. Like, why would you do that? This is America. If somebody wants to buy alcohol and they're that legal age, and somebody wants to sell alcohol and they're the legal age and it's done legally, why is it anybody's business? I'm just saying, guys, come on now. It's called kind of staying in our lane. I'm not trying to be ugly. I just don't think it's our place to be like questioning people like that. I mean, what's the alternative? That the 60% of small owned corner stores are now going to not sell anything that they think is against their religion? That's not what America is about. I don't believe Christians should smoke, and I don't believe in abortions, but I'm not fixing to be on the side of the street telling people that they can't sell alcohol. Look, that comes to free will, friends. That's what America's about. So I need all of you to do something today. I need you to reach out to your elected federal officials. And today and this week, our question is, we want a Sharia law ban nationwide. If we all start doing it together, they can't ignore us all. And if we don't get it done in the next 3.5 years, I guarantee you it's never going to be done. Because friends and family of the internet, let me make this point to you. Muslims have already destroyed the East. There is not an Islamic terrorist country that's controlled by these Islamic extremists that you can consider that is industrialized. Not one. Every country they go into, several things happen. The economy crashes, women lose their rights, rape goes through the roof. Yeah. So I want to point that out to you. They're migrating to the West, not for a better life. They're coming here to implement what they've done there. I don't know about you, but if I wanted to live in a country where I had to cover my friggin' face and wear a black veil to my toes at 115 degrees, I'd move to the East. I'm just saying. It's to the point now, like, come on. And let me show you how Muslim men are. I'm going to show you a video of a young Muslim woman that went to do the tenets of Islam, right? She went basically to the prayer wall to kiss some kind of rock or something. And in the crowd, she was molested multiple times by men. Now she's covered head to toe because that's what you said she had to do so that you wouldn't sin against her. But you still can't keep your flippin' nasty, grimy hands off of her. So I'm just saying that crap don't work.
Simply violated her. Right in front of Kaaba, right in front of the holiest site in Islam.
Oh my God, I swear this is my experience. I did not expect this. There are people here who really perverts. Oh my God. I've been followed by a person. And I hate that language. It just, ugh. Anyway, she goes on to say that he follows her through the crowd and he's pressed up against her because you can see in the video, they're all, you know, like animals. Nobody can stand in a single line, right? Nobody can wait their turn. They're all shoving. And she said at first she thought, well, he can't help it. He's being pressed into me. And then he reaches around her and grabs her vaginal area, fully handed, grabs onto it and will not let go. She's screaming, she's crying, but everybody in the crowd screaming and pushing. And do you see what I'm saying? It's very low IQ, you know? And she was right. I mean, just trying to practice her religion. And that's not the first video I've seen, folks, of these young Muslim women trying to do what their religion tells them they have to do, to have the men in their religion basically sexually assault them as they're practicing their religion. And if they go to the authorities, they're the ones who get in trouble. I don't know about you, but I don't really want that in my country. Now, if you want it in yours, maybe go somewhere else and start a new country. But I think it's about high time America says enough is enough. Now, I want to let you guys know a few things that's going on. I don't have much time today. Right now, there was a fire that was started in western Idaho. Okay. As soon as the fire was started, there were reports of multiple shooters. 2 firemen were killed. 1 is in critical condition. Now, I've got several things to say about that, but let me stop right here and tell you guys this. If you want to receive Starkey Formstead's newsletter and come on Zooms with me and my friend Leslie, who is a newsletter editor, the way to do that is look in the top of comments at the end of this. You can send $1, you can send $10, you can send 30 or 300. It's whatever you can afford and you feel led to do. Please put your email in the memo, especially Cash App. Okay. And what's going to happen is we're going to send it to you email. We're going to send you the Zoom links through email. Why would you want to be part of our Zooms? Because we're breaking you guys up by state, so that you guys can learn your state constitution. So you guys can start bird watching your state elected officials. So that when there's a fire in western Idaho, everybody in the state of Idaho can then, talk to each other on the phone, be like, hey, that's where you live. You guys okay? Do you need anything? What's going on? And you guys can network with like-minded people, okay? Because trust me when I tell you, that the liberal left, they've got millions of people networking on Zoom. And I'm having trouble getting a few hundred conservatives to get on board. Why? Let me tell you why. Because we like to cancel each other. Every time I say something that hurts somebody's feelings, they go cry. They run away. You may love all my content, double check everything I say. No, I'm telling you the truth. But I say something, you get your feelings hurt and you cancel me. Had a lady say that the other day when I was talking about honoring your mother and father. I was just telling you what the Bible says. She got her little feelings hurt. Bye, Felicia. I don't have time for that. If you're watching content creators that tickle your ears, they only tell you what you believe and what you like, then you have a problem because you can't learn something if you're not willing to listen to somebody else's opinion. I sit in on No King's webinars. I don't believe a thing these people are saying, but I sit there and I take all of their Zoom classes and I take notes. Why? Because you have to know your enemy. So I just wanted to say that there is a fire in Western Idaho that was started on purpose. When the fire department responded, when first responders responded, the initial report was there were multiple shooters, 2 firemen dead, 1 fireman in critical condition. Now, let me tell you something. This is where it gets deep, and this is where nobody else is going to tell you this. Do you guys remember the military guy that they are searching for? The one, his last name was Decker. Here it is, Travis Decker. He was a gentleman that supposedly, and I'm saying supposedly, there's a reason I'm saying that, killed his own 3 daughters on a camping trip in eastern Washington state. Now, if you know anything about geography, and some of you may not remember this, but Idaho, Western Idaho, and Eastern Washington are neighbors. They're neighbors through the Cascade Mountains. They're all like right there together. So now we have a military mass murderer of his own children loose in that part of Washington. And we have a fire that was set on purpose to draw first responders in to kill them. The reason I say I'm telling y'all this is because it says, despite extensive police efforts, 32-year-old Travis Caleb Decker remains at large a month after allegedly murdering his 3 daughters, Peyton, who was 9, Evelyn, who was 8, and Olivia, who was 5. According to investigators, the girls were found on June 2nd near Travis Decker's abandoned truck at Rock Island Campground in Chillen County, Washington State, each with plastic bags over their heads and zip ties around their wrist. The deaths were ruled asphyxiation. Decker was an Army and National Guard veteran, trained in survival tactics. He disappeared following a court-sanctioned custody visit on May 30th and has evaded capture despite searches involving drones, cadaver dogs, and military personnel. Authorities warn that he may still pose a threat if found alive and have not ruled out the possibility that he has perished in the wilderness. Why am I telling you guys this? People originally were wondering if the gentleman that started the fire in Idaho was Travis Decker. Because originally when reports came out, they were saying that there was more than one shooter. Now, if you go look up the Idaho fire, they tell you there was one gunman. He was found deceased by his cell phone that they tracked. And they were able to get his body out before the fire consumed all the evidence. Okay? So they found him dead, and the fire was coming at him. They scooped him up and ran out, leaving out everything behind there. The reason I'm saying allegedly about Travis Decker, there's a lady that watches me on this channel. I'm sorry, I can't remember your screen name. She kept pointing out to me, Sam, you know, there's so much weirdness going on with this Travis Decker killing his 3 children. I'm wondering if he was some type of whistleblower, and if somebody, a federal agency or somebody, did that to his children, zip tied their hands and asphyxiated them with plastic bags. Folks, if you know anything about torture and how our military is trained and our CIA is trained, that's how they do it. Okay? MK Ultra, exactly. You guys are so smart. Yes, somebody said the lone gunman found dead, fire erased all evidence. Now they're claiming there was only ever one shooter. We are not ready. There are so many states that have denied their fire department, first responders, EMT from carrying weapons. Used to, they did. Most of them, I remember in the 70s and 80s when the EMS drove up, the guys had guns strapped on. That was just par for course, right? Not anymore. A lot of states won't allow them. I did find that a couple of states have in the last couple of years put that back on the books, that they would carry insurance, allowing first responders to be armed, which I think is amazing. Because you remember, we just had an EMS in Chicago stabbed in the chest by a crazy black lady. Right after the crap in Texas where the young boy was, stabbed by the crazy black boy. I'm just saying, folks, we have a subgroup. Look, I have black in me. Okay. My godchild's black. We all know that. Sam cannot be racist because I am black. But there's a subgroup of black people that hate whites in this country, just like there is a subgroup of whites that hate everybody. For the rest of us, we just want to live our life normally, but we can't ignore statistics. Okay. Now, I want to make this point. What if Travis Decker had something to do with the fire in western Idaho? Just asking. What if Travis Decker didn't kill his children? I just can't imagine it, folks. I can't imagine a father taking his daughters on a camping trip and then zip tying their tiny hands and implementing that type of torture. I'm sorry. Though I could see somebody doing it to him and setting him up. And then, starting one of the largest manhunts in modern history to find him. Because he was a 32-year Army Ranger. The man knows how to survive. I'm just saying, if he wanted to unalive his children, he would have done it and then done himself too. Because there's no way to get away from that, and he knows it. I want you guys to really think about that. He's a military veteran. Let's give him a little bit of, wow, that doesn't sound like something one of our guys would do. Now, there was a mass shooting at a church in Chicago. I told you guys about that several days ago. It's like 2 weeks now. Folks, we're not ready for the evil that the world is ready to perpetuate upon us. When our first responders show up to a fire, the first thing that they're thinking about is making sure that nobody is within putting the fire out, looking for injured people, rescuing pets. We have good-hearted people that do these jobs. They are not thinking that there may be an active shooter up in the tree line that's going to take them all out when they step out of their vehicles. We are not prepared. Most people cannot think like evil, but the Bible told you to be as innocent as a dove, didn't he? And as wise as a what, folks? A serpent. You had better begin to learn to understand your enemy and then rightfully prepare for what your enemy is willing to do to you, friend. Because these innocent firefighters did not step out of their vehicle thinking they would be gunned down doing their flipping job. And I think they'll cover. I think whoever did this, they're going to make it look like they were either some crazy MAGA or they were some crazy anti-Islamic, and that's all going to be smoke and mirrors. This person was anti-American and they were devil worshiper, because no Christian and no conservative, we believe in not killing unborn babies. We're not fixing to lay up in the woods and shoot innocent firemen. All right?
Mass shooting at a church. It's a story you'll see only here on 7. The incident happened outside the Cross Point Community Church in Wayne on Sunday. This week, we have been bringing you stories of heroes who helped keep countless lives safe on that day. And tonight I'm sharing the story of Deacon Richard Pryor, revealing to me what was running through his head when he hit the gunman with his truck and how his faith was involved in that moment.
My wife was in this room just on the other side of these windows here.
Outside Cross Point Community Church in Wayne, Deacon Richard Pryor is opening up for the first time about making a split-second decision to run over a gunman with his pickup truck.
As soon as he got out of the vehicle, I saw the fatigues, I saw the gun on his hip, and then he pulled his weapon out of the vehicle.
He says his first memory of an attempted mass shooting on Sunday is of an eerie conversation he had with him before the gunman started firing.
Kind of pulled up, and I asked him, I said, "Hey, boss." I said, "Hey, boss, are you okay? Everything all right?" And he doesn't say anything. He doesn't respond. It's not a smile. It's not a smirk. He just kind of looks at me.
Seconds later, with no prior police or military training, Pryor says he felt a calling to jump into action, flooring the gas, running over the shooter, who would eventually fire numerous rounds on Sunday.
You recall the feeling you had that if you didn't intervene right then and there, people were going to die?
I knew, but I didn't know.
That action temporarily stopping the shooter, who responded by shooting into Richard's truck. Moments later, he was killed by a security guard.
I've realized how much damage he came to do, especially after the fact. And I generations of families were in this church.
Although another guard was wounded, Pryor says he is thankful more people were not hurt, or worse yet, killed.
I'm not a hero. My heroes are Jay and John and the security staff that eliminated this man.
As a result of this violent scene, Pryor's truck was destroyed, a vehicle he used to deliver bread for his day job. Thankfully, this GoFundMe page has now surpassed $25,000 to help get a replacement.
Well, what does it mean to you to see folks helping out in this interim?
I can't be more than appreciative for everyone reaching out.
As for this incredible act of bravery, the humble hero is just asking others to stay vigilant, as he did while talking to 911.
I never considered my health in that moment.
Do you believe everything in your life led you to this point for a reason?
I definitely do now.
Pryor is adamant that he is not a hero, but many people feel that's exactly the title he is.
Friends, listen to me. Let me speak life into you for just a minute. You were created for a time such as this. You were not born in the wrong generation. A lot of people like to say that, oh, I would have loved to live in the 1700s, but God put you in 2025 for a moment. You are beautifully and wonderfully made. You are created in the image of a God that is so full of love and wisdom and knowledge. All of the things you've been through in your life have prepared you for this minute in time. And we need you. We need your unique skill set, whether that's knitting, sewing, teaching, cooking, home preservation. Maybe you're a carpenter by trade. Maybe you're a bricklayer. Maybe you're a blacksmith. Maybe you are great with healing animals. Maybe you're an herbalist. Maybe you're a singer or a songwriter or a poet. Maybe you were in the military. Maybe you're an ex-felon like me that got their feet back underneath them. But whatever it is you are unique and we need you. Because they have taught people in America to be ashamed of being American. They have told you it is not okay to love your country. But you have people in this country that are willing to die for their countries while living in our country. And that's okay. That's all right. But it's not okay for you to love America. Now, if you can't understand the difference in that, again, that's on you. But this cancel culture, I used to think it was just the left. But after doing YouTube for 3 years, I realized that Christians, or so-called Christians and conservatives, are the most touchy, sensitive, easily offended group of people I've ever seen. And you need to get tougher skin. You need to understand that it is okay to have differing opinions. That actually makes for very good conversation. I want to show you guys a couple of things real fast. There's also a fire currently going on in California, another massive fire moving through that area. Hold on. I'm trying to find what I was looking for. But this nonsense where Christians want to be offended and we want to side, I'm going to show you a guy called, I'll put all these videos in the description of this video at the end, all the ones I'm showing you. So if you want to watch the full clips, you can go locate it. But again, I don't get paid for this. YouTube demonetized me for the third time in 3 years. It's been 3 months since I've gotten a paycheck. So people who, send $1 or $30 are the ones of you who are just amazing and send more, whatever you can. I don't care. To get our newsletter and our Zoom, we really appreciate that. So I'm not asking you to do anything for free.
I'm pissed.
But I'm asking you to row in the boat if you can.
So I'm chilling downstairs and I get a notification on my phone of a new comment on my YouTube video. So I'm like, oh, cool. Let me read this comment. This is what the comment said. I wonder how much you got paid to spread this propaganda, Chuck. I will no longer support this channel. People listen to Candace whether or not they disagree with her. At least she's authentic. I hope that selling your integrity was worth it to you, bruh. And I'm like, huh? Then I go to the actual video and I see other comments like this. I love Candace, but she came at Chuck saying creators are taking money for videos about her and Tucker. Not to start any ish, but can you respond? Your wish is my command. So for those confused, I did a video this past week about Candace Owens, which you can see over here. Pretty much just talking about her complete 180 flip on Donald Trump and her position about Iran and the nuclear strike. And I disagree with her on the aspect of that. And I stated why I disagree with her. I also talked about the fact that she was on Iranian state television because of her tweets. And she was pretty much used as a puppet for the Iranian television station to push their narrative, which in my opinion is something I wouldn't be proud of. Sorry, I just wouldn't be. And the funny thing is that in that video, although I do criticize her recent actions, I also make it a point to say you can love Dave Rubin, who is pro what Donald Trump did with Iran, and you can also love Candace Owens, who's against it. Let's not be like the left and cancel each other out. We don't want to be like that. But she's entitled to her own opinion, completely entitled to it, and I'm not canceling her. I hate cancel culture. It's okay to say I disagree, and I still respect the person. She has every right to state what she wants to state. All I'm saying is, can we please take a little bit of a breather versus going off the edge? Because once you say things and put things out there, they're there forever. But like I said in a different post, you can like Dave Rubin, who is pro what is happening right now, and he's on the right, and you can also like Candace Owens, who is against what's happening right now, and she's on the right. It's okay to have those two things coexist. Let's not become the left and cancel each other out and stop people from having free speech because they are entitled to their opinion. Or tell me again how that will be hateful against Candace Owens when I'm literally telling people don't hate her. You can criticize somebody's position without trying to cancel them, which is exactly what that video was about. So then I go to X. I'm like, okay, maybe she wrote something or did something that's pertaining to creators making anything negative about her. Let me see. And then I come across this tweet. We received concrete proof that TikTokers and micro-influencers were being paid $1,000 to $5,000 to make anti-Candace and anti-Tucker videos last week. They were given a specific suggested script. We will be revealing the details on the show later. Oh, that's why I'm being questioned. Oh, now it makes sense. So first of all, her claim is about TikTok creators. If you notice, she says TikTok specifically. I'm on TikTok, but I didn't make a video about her on TikTok. I posted it here on YouTube, so that doesn't make any sense, right? Second of all, let me just make this very clear, you guys. I have never in my life, in my creator life, and I've only been a creator on YouTube since 2023, I think is when I blew up. I have never, in the 2 years that I've been doing YouTube consistently, have been paid to have an opinion or to create any hoopla against or for a person. No one's ever.
I agree with him. I don't get paid either to give opinions. They are simply my educated opinion. And sometimes I'm wrong, right? And there are videos where you see me go, "Ooh, I was so wrong about this." And I have to self-correct. But like Curly Boy Chuck over here, I'm not fixing to allow anybody to tell me that I can't give an opinion. When I tell you that your Social Security money is gone and the money you're currently getting is from a younger generation that can't really afford to pay in it, it's not because I'm saying that you never worked and paid in Social Security. If you're getting Social Security, it means you paid into Social Security. I'm not stupid. But I'm also telling you the system's broken. It's a socialist program, and there has to be something better than this. In fact, I'm of the opinion, I read one of you amazing people put in the comments, and since I read every single comment, they said, why can't they give us everything we paid into Social Security, everything that our employers matched, plus 3% for the money they took from us that's been sitting in their accounts back in one lump sum, and let us figure it out. I said, that is a great idea. Just give it all back to us. We'd be way better off. And stop overtaxing this generation that can't get on their feet. Yeah, I get it. Some of y'all are old. And for some reason, especially in America, when people hit like 65 retirement age, they get this, well, I'm done. I don't need to get out there and advocate anymore. I don't need to worry because I'm done. I'm just waiting on Jesus. Jesus, come take me home. You're in the best years of your flipping life, and we could really use some of you. My dad's 83, making YouTube channels, videos every day to educate the younger group. Could y'all please stop acting like you're dying tomorrow? I mean, really. So what? You're 71. Great. You've got more time on your hand than the rest of us. So could you give us a help just a little bit? I'm just saying, folks. You're still here because God needs you to do something. So get to stepping, elderly. Stop acting like you've got 5 nails in your 6-nail coffin. Start going to city hall meetings. Start calling congressmen and people. If you're retired, broke, tired, and disgusted because you know Social Security jacked you up, then stop defending a system that obviously is crappy because you think you're owed something. And let us fix it. And here we go. Not all boomers are terrible, like you're saying. Why do you have to, why? Why is there a need for you to put everything out of my mouth directly onto yourself and wear it like a flipping badge? Did I say all boomers were terrible? Did anybody hear Samantha say all boomers are terrible? That's why you can't have conversations with anybody anymore. You cannot. Thank you, Oasis. She said, no, ma'am. Didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said, stop acting like you're dying tomorrow. We need you. My parents are boomers. We know where they are. They're in Mississippi with their great-grandchildren helping because my niece just had more kids. So they're helping. My parents are 83 and 84 and all over the place. Like, for the love of God, stop thinking everything I say is like, I know you. I don't know you. I'm talking in generalizations. That should be so easy for people to understand. That's all I'm saying. Stop being offended. The Bible flat tells you offense is a spirit. It's also sinful. We need you, boomers. We need your knowledge. We need your help. Stop being old. The Bible says that you'll be renewed in your spirit and your body daily, and that you will be flat and fat and flourishing until you die. So if you're the opposite of that, you need to talk to God. But for what I'm trying to tell you is that we need you. We need you. Your grandchildren need you to stop sitting in front of the television and sitting in the lawn chair. We need you. We need you to get involved in your communities. We need you involved in the church. We need you more than we've ever needed you before. Why do you think they created COVID? To kill old people? No, Miss Donna, you misunderstand me. I didn't misunderstand you. All right, this is very odd. Listen.
Enjoying the pool Wednesday night when she saw a strangely shaped and unfamiliar object falling from the sky just over there. The whole thing now caught on video.
Then I look up here to the sky, see something falling down, so I pulled out my phone and I zoomed in. And it was right about there.
Colleen McCormick was out by her hot tub around 9 Wednesday night when she says she saw something strange and unfamiliar up above.
I see something falling down from the sky. It had blinking lights and looked like it was on fire or something. And it was just coming down really fast. I had no idea what it could have been.
McCormick captured this 8-second video from her backyard showing an unidentified object headed straight down.
There's 3 things. It looks like it's fire or a big light.
Expecting to hear a loud boom of some sort, she ran to the front of her home to hopefully capture the landing.
And my heart was pounding because I just looked up. I'm oh God, what is about to happen right now?
But McCormick says the blinking object quickly vanished from her view.
It seemed like it was coming down so fast. It was just it knows what it's doing. It just goes like that. I don't know. It's weird.
With having never seen something like it before, McCormick's mind went racing.
I thought it was some explosive, but I don't know. Hopefully I'm not the only one that saw this. I'm not going crazy. I didn't see things, but I got it on video, so I'm I did definitely see something.
Now, the FAA was not able to comment on the video McCormick took, but they said they did not get any reports of debris in the area. Both Pembroke Fire and police said the same thing. On scene in Pembroke, Alyssa Azara for your local station, Boston 25 News.
That was in Boston, folks. I'm telling y'all, we are not ready. And we need everybody that's in retirement age or on disability rowing in this boat. You guys have more time than younger people who are trying to go to school and work, or working 2 jobs, or working and having children. They've got us right where they want us, bent over a barrel, wore out, tired, and broke. You have a choice. You can listen to me lovingly show you guys what systems are not working, or you can consistently try to defend against what I'm telling you while knowing what I'm saying is the truth. But you can't have a conversation with somebody if you have to keep worrying that that person's going to get offended with every word out of your mouth. It's just getting old. We can't have conversations nowadays. Everybody's but that's not me. But did I say it was you? Show you how I feel like it is with talking to Americans right now.
In reference to Black people, you are just as racist as the person that actually uses the N-word. Here are the words: thug, ghetto, welfare queen, lazy, race baiter, race grifter, threatening, angry, dangerous. Or you say that we're playing the victim, or we are a diversity hire. What you actually mean to say is the N-word. Just stop it. If you say these words or phrases, you are calling us the N-word. If you say these ignorant racist terms or phrases around your children, you're also teaching your children to be racist just like you. So I have good news and bad news for you. Here's the bad news. You're not as
I have news for her. If I want to use the N-word, I'm just going to use the N-word. Other words, when I use words like ghetto, diversity hire, welfare mama, I legitimately mean ghetto, diversity hire, and welfare mama. I'm pretty straightforward. I say exactly what I mean. I'm also a very nice person. I don't pick on people. I've been where every person on this channel is. Wherever you are, you think nobody's ever been where you are. I've been there. Shame is I put myself there and then I had to dig myself out, and that's really not fun. But if I can do it, you can do it, friend. And we're past time in 2025. We should not have to be holding people's hands with every conversation that we have. If I quote a Bible verse, if I say the Bible says, honor thy mother and father, and it does, I don't need 50 people in the comment section will saying, well, the parents should honor the children. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you should honor your mother and father. Why? Why should you, Sam? Because it also gives a promise that you will have long life. It's that simple. Everybody wants to make everything so personalized. Folks, get out of you and get out here with the rest of us because we need help. And we can't help each other if we cannot have conversations because everybody gets their feelings hurt. I love you guys. Get on top of this. We need Sharia law banned across America. We want that done yesterday. That's what we're focusing on this week. I have a lot to do. My husband can't work for the next week or two. YouTube does not pay me. And I'm still sitting here trying to educate people because I love you. But now I'm going to get off this and I'm going to go take care of my family. You guys, get out there. Let's get this done. We don't want Sharia law in America. Love you guys so much. Be safe. Boomers, get off your blessed assurance. We need you. We need you. America needs you. You're not dead yet, so don't act like it. Love you guys. Be blessed.